A law passed almost 100 years ago at the splendid State House in New Hampshire dictates this should always be the place for America's first primary, and that's why it's so important. The politicians come here through the snow and the chill of a northeast winter to woo the voters. They know decisions here spread through the country. A poor performance and the lawn signs have to be packed away with the dreams of a run at the White House.
To get out there and organize people across the country.
Jim Gilmore wants to be president. He's a Republican, and he sidestepped the caucuses in Iowa, instead starting his campaign here.
Iowa, as wonderful as the people are, have a very difficult process to participate in, and that's a place that can actually destroy candidacies, and it did destroy 4. Instead, I'm here in New Hampshire to start my campaign because this is a direct vote of the direct people in this state.
It doesn't matter about the weather, it doesn't matter about the long hours. If you're a presidential candidate in New Hampshire, you have to put in the effort. And if the people here don't like it, then this is where your campaign will end. It's thought the candidates will spend more than $250 million in New Hampshire to get their message across. It's a bonanza for local businesses every 4 years. But there's a concern that this place is not representative of the US as a whole. It's overwhelmingly white, it has fewer new immigrants, it has higher home ownership rates than the rest of the country. It vets the candidates for an America that looks much different.
Terrorism, ISIS, and the general concern over the economy and jobs and so forth, all that stuff I think is shared pretty broadly almost no matter where you go. But the first 2 primaries don't really have a lot of concerns with things like urban issues or race or some of the things that you'd find being more concerning if you were in Michigan or South Carolina.
The state has a good record of the winners here going on to secure the nomination from their party. It doesn't always happen. 8 years ago, Hillary Clinton topped the polls. When most people think of the US presidency, they think of the White House, the Situation Room and the global tours. But before all that comes the breakfasts, the meetings and the engaging with voters in New Hampshire. Alan Fisher, Al Jazeera, Manchester, New Hampshire.